Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
First thing we're going to need to go ahead and do is talk about setting up intraday mode. So let me pull that up in this. And I think one of the important things is for you to actually understand why intraday mode became a thing, where it came from. So let's talk a little bit about the history. So in GearBox, the reason GearBox was designed was for precision modes. Well, when designing intraday modes, we looked at the fact that obviously intraday modes, as you can see here, are running on these 6 pairs. And we wanted to find pairs that worked really well with the algorithm known as GearBox, but also on earlier entries, the ability to get into the pairs earlier, secure entries. Times where precision modes could be boring, intraday modes tend to do really well. And times where precision modes are hitting it out of the park tend to be the times where someone using intraday mode might be freaking out because they're in a little bit of drawdown. So obviously there's risks associated in any form of trading or using any system, but to understand why we chose these pairs, why they work so well with intraday mode, the first thing I want to do is take you over here to this chart. And what you're going to see, if I pull this over a little bit more, is these are all the pairs and their average daily range, at least the majors and minors, from 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. So I analyzed this data, and then I analyzed a lot of forward testing of the algorithm running on instant entry and done some back testing data. And between all of that data, I came up with these pairs are actually very ideal for the intraday modes. And you might be asking why that may be. Well, the first reason is they have lower daily ranges. They don't tend to trend as hard and trend as long, which intraday mode does not like pairs that trend hard and trend long. They like pairs that tend to range and play a little bit. And in understanding that, these are the pairs you'd be looking at. Now, there's 2 different ways to use it intraday. You have your instant entry strategy or your skip a level strategy. And we're going to go ahead and talk about what it looks like to set those up today. So I'm going to actually go ahead and go over to a VPS of mine. That's not where I want to be. That's not where I want to be either. That's not where I want to be. Hold on, everyone. Where did my VPSs go? I just had them all open. Oh, they are hidden because I pulled this over. That makes sense. There we go. All right, we are going to go right back on over here to my VPS. So right now you can see this VPS has non-intraday mode up. So I'm just going to go ahead and for the ease of setup and use, I'm just going to go ahead and close all of these. And we're going to talk about what it looks like to set up the intraday mode. So you can see I'm just closing out of a precision mode account here. This is a live account. There are open trades, so I will fix it later. But for this example, we're going to go ahead and just use this account to go ahead and set up some intraday accounts and talk about what that looks like and go through the actual setup process. So in the process to go ahead and set everything up, the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is, oops, I see that we're just looking at this window. Let me share my whole screen. Give me a second. There we go. The first thing we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go through and we're going to open up these pairs that you see listed right here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up Euro USD. We're going to chart the window. We're going to open up Euro JPY. We're going to chart the window. We're going to go to NZD CHF. We're going to chart the window. We're going to go ahead to USD CAD, chart the window, CAD CHF, chart the window, and AUD NZD, chart the window. Now, next thing you know is you're going to hit this button to arrange your tiles. And then once those are arranged, you're going to go ahead and click each one and put it on the daily time frame. Right now you have all of them on the daily time frame. And then once they're on the daily time frame, you're going to go ahead and open your lucky gold as well, right? So we're going to put the gold chart open, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to go ahead and put our GearBox manager onto the chart. Once our GearBox manager is on the chart, we're going to be able to go ahead and hit allow, hit OK. All right, now the manager's on the chart. Now there's a few things we need to talk about depending on the size of your balance. So in this case, this account only has $1,000 in it. So if you were to be using the instant entry strategy, you're actually going to eliminate all the pairs but one because you have under $1,000. Now, if you were going to go to skip a level, you could actually hold all 6 of these pairs open. So I'm a bigger fan of skip a level. I'm not as big a fan of intraday or instant entry. I mean, in the intraday modes, I'm the biggest fan of precision modes. But if you were going to use an intraday mode, I personally am always going to lean towards skip a level because it still has the least exposure to the market of the 2 intraday modes. And you also have the ability to run multiple pairs. Whereas with a smaller balance, you typically aren't going to want to run instant entry with more than one pair. So let's just talk about setting up skip a level. So, obviously this is a $1,000 balance. So we're going to go to the inputs. We're going to make sure our lot size is 0.01. It is. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to decrease our max pairs trading to 2 because we are under $1,000. We are using skip a level. So we want to decrease our risk. So we put 2 max pairs trading. And all I'm going to actually go ahead and do is hit this button that says skip a level. And it's going to go ahead and apply GearBox to every chart here and give it a minute. And you'll see that GearBox has now registered on those charts. So we can open this back up, give it a minute. I have 4 other GearBoxes open, so it seems I just froze it. Too many things going on at once. And give me a second here. I'm going to go back over and we're going to keep talking about. I mean, that's how simple it is to actually set up skip a level or your intraday mode. So once you have those set up, obviously, it's all about your risk. So you have to also analyze, okay, you're running a 0.01 per $3,000 in intraday modes, meaning that you're not going to increase this lot size until your balance is a $6,000 balance. Same concept here, smaller balances below 1K, same thing. But once your balance has grown over $10,000 to $25,000, you're typically in intraday modes also going to want to go to 0.01 per 5K to be more conservative. And you might be asking, well, why is this? Why you want to be more conservative? And a lot of it comes down to your actual risk. So let's talk about an account size, right? So let's just say you had €1,000 here and you're running. Let's see, 0.01 per 3. That's going to be starting lot size there. All right, so this would be your settings and skip a level and your risk, depending on your balance. You have your $10,000 balance over here. You have a $1,000 balance over here. So let's talk about what that risk level looks like. The first thing you need to understand is this is based on one pair. So if you're trading 2 pairs with $1,000 on skip a level, all right, that account really is getting blown if both of those pairs go over 430 pips at the same time, which is not ideal. The reason I tell you that is a $1,000 account is still very susceptible to vulnerability in the intraday modes. Intraday mode is really designed for larger capital, whereas precision mode is really designed for both small and large capital. Intraday mode is truthfully designed for larger capital, where if you come over to a $10,000 account, the same spot where a $1,000 account with 2 pairs blows, a $10,000 account running the same risk settings is only a 14% drawdown because you multiply this by 2 because of 2 pairs. Well, actually, this would run 3 pairs. So even at that same level, this account's running 2 pairs and is blown. This account's running 3 pairs and is in 21% drawdown at that same point, running the same ideal settings. So as you can see, intraday mode is really beefed up better for more capital than small capital. If you're really playing with $1,000 or $2,000, I would highly stick to precision unless you have a high risk tolerance, because understand that it does have a highly likelihood of losing you your money with small balances in intraday mode, whereas precision is really fit for smaller balances to maintain volatility and keep your capital safe. But in your intraday modes, again, if you have larger capital to play with, you understand that. Look at this. I mean, in order for you to even get into 66% drawdown running 3 max pairs on, skip a level, you need all 3 of those pairs at the same time to go 833 pips against you. And I'm going to be honest with you, the pairs we're trading, what is their likelihood of that happening? It's, if you study these pairs, you'll notice that is not highly likely. So that's one of the first things, is to just understand that balances are best in intraday mode. Now, once you have that down and you understand that, then you have to decide, okay, do I want to use skip a level? Do I want to use intraday? Do I want to use precision? Or are you going to do what the normal, smart, logical person is going to do, which is you're going to diversify between a precision mode account and an intraday mode account, maybe skip a level if you have the capital to do so. Now, if you don't have the capital to do so, I would stick to precision and just practice patience, because again, it doesn't take a lot of trades in precision, but when it does take trades and they do play out, they're incredible trades. They just can take some time. And to some people that can be very boring. For me, I designed a software that was going to manage my own money for me, to take the emotion out of the game. And some trades I might hold for 2-3 months. That can be boring to a normal user, but you have to understand that is an institutional level trading strategy. GearBox trades on a very institutional level in precision modes, and institutional traders aren't scalping. They're not doing little things like that. They're really looking to play larger moves in the market. And that's why, again, the GearBox was designed. It was designed to trade on an institutional level, looking for larger moves in the market and longer plays, rather than trying to catch 5-7 pips here and there. And then when it doesn't, you're crying, right? GearBox is designed to handle the volatility. It can go against the trend. It can really handle a lot of things most things can't, especially if you have the capital and the skin in the game. But with that being said, all right, we've gone ahead, we've set up everything with our skip a level account. I want to go in and get into Forex Factory for the week. And also, if you guys have any questions, feel free. Remember to get into the chat, the Q&A. I love answering questions on these calls live. So go ahead and throw me some questions if you have any. No, there's no bad questions here. I know that I get a lot more questions on precision calls weekly than intraday, because typically the intraday users are more advanced users. You don't have as many questions for me. You guys are very, very intelligent, and I love spending my time with all of you. So thank you guys for being here. But let's go ahead and let's get right into Forex Factory for the week. And we're going to see going into the next week here. Let's take a peek at what we got going on. And again, G7 meeting Saturday and Sunday. These have been going on for a while. But then we get into Tuesday. We have some core retail, PPI, retail sales. Get into Wednesday. Got FOMC. We got CPI for Canada. FOMC press conference. NZD, GDP. AUD employment change, unemployment change, CHF. Definitely a good amount of red folder news this week. Nothing that seems really concerning. I will tell you FOMC can sometimes have some major movements in the market. So we'll look out for that on Wednesday. But as for all the other news here, nothing really stands out to me in my years of trading that says, hey, this is a big move in the market typically, besides FOMC. FOMC is the one major event this week I'd really look into and maybe decrease risk, decrease lot sizes on USD pairs, whatever it may be. That's how I would personally start to handle all the news coming out, especially with the US dollar. But with that being said, the last thing we can do here, and this one has not started to respond on me. It did not like me. It got upset. Oops, not what I want to do. Let's go right here. This is my GDP account. It's always running, doing its thing. Very slow. Doesn't get a lot of trades. Just running GBP pairs. But I know I've managed to open twice. Probably showing someone something. But I was going to say, if you also wanted to set up your normal intraday mode, actually, okay, so AUD isn't a trade. I like looking at this stuff too. Yeah, GBP and ZD is nowhere near a trade. This is why precision modes can be boring. Sell two, and I need to wait for what? A sell like level 8 million on GBP USD. Come on. We'll come back over here. We're still not responding. But if you wanted to go ahead and make this instant entry, all you're going to do is you're going to eliminate 3 of the pairs on the screen. If you have $3,000, if you have less than $3,000, you're going to eliminate 4 pairs or 5 pairs and run the amount of pairs based on your balance as per the notes that I have given here for the strategy. And then you would just choose instant entry on your manager as well. But these are the settings. These are the strategies. And let me check the Q&A here. Vasant, my GearBox 3000 account has about 450 drawdown, doesn't trade for about a month now. Can I swap to intraday? Absolutely. You could switch to intraday if you'd like. That's again at your risk level. You know, at 450 drawdown, you're approaching, but you're not in a part where you're not trading. Remember, your balance protection set at 25%. That's a little over 10% drawdown. So you should be fine to get into new trades. You should be able to even get in new trades in precision. But yes, it's been very boring in precision. If you want to go to intraday modes, you absolutely can, Vasant. The only thing I would tell you to do is leave whatever pairs you have open trades on in drawdown, leave those ones on precision mode, or manually put those on precision mode, and then you can put the others on intraday mode. How would you do that, you might ask? Go ahead and just open up all the pairs you want to run on intraday, click intraday, and then manually go to the pairs that have open trades and go match up the entries right here with the chart. So you just match it up and you put the entry. So in this case, let's say, I don't know what Vasant pairs you have open trades on, but let's say you went to run your normal intraday modes, and let's say you have an open trade on GBP AUD, and let's say you're on swing settings. Okay, CHF JPY, you're saying, and USD CAD. Okay, so in that case, you're going to go put everything on precision, but you're going to leave CHF JPY open and USD CAD. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, depending if you're on swing or sniper, you would put the gears above not this number. So if you enter on 2, you're going to put gears above 1 and 2, right, for those slots, because it's over. So if you put gears above 1, that means it enters on 2. USD CAD, same concept. And you would just manually modify those and leave those ones running as well. And you could have your other, intraday, stuff going. Also, one last thing I want to show you guys, because it is near. We've been working on it really hard. I don't think we'll get it done for tomorrow. But GearBox 1.01, this is a Photoshop I made myself. This isn't identical to what it's going to look like. It'll be much prettier. But you can see that I've requested to move the balance protection down here. It was previously up here. We're now moving it down here. And the ghost gears that were previously down here, we have now moved up here to have a better display UI. We're also entering this enter now button on the UI. So let's say you go to a pair one day and you're just so close to your entry and you don't want to wait for it to go against you, or maybe it swings and you miss the entry and you just want to enter the trade now. You're going to be able to just hit enter now. So super exciting. And then there's more to come with the correlation updates in 1.01 as well. But with that being said, if anyone has any last questions for me, go ahead and throw them in the chat box. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys spending your time with me, especially on this this Thursday morning. And I know that you guys are our more advanced users, the people that love the intraday modes, and look forward to them. And then my last bit of advice, as always, if you are using the intraday modes, please make sure you also have a second GearBox license using precision modes. Intraday is not meant to be used as a single license. It really is designed to be a second strategy to ultimately precision, which is the bread and butter of GearBox. And obviously some months it might perform slowly because it's very accurate, whereas intraday will be taking those trades to give you that excitement. But with that being said, let me check the Q&A. Vasant asked if you could show how to manually modify a pair on the screen. Yeah, very, very easy, Vasant. So let's say you were in, well, yeah, we can just click any of these pairs. So I know you're not in CAD CHF, but let's just pretend this was, you know, going to be JPY or CHF JPY. So oops, let's go right here. I'm looking for, where did my chart go? My manager chart. It disappeared on me. I must have accidentally closed it. But let's say it was gears above. So you were entering on 2 and 3. So then you would put 1 and 2 here. If you were using swing mode, if you were using sniper, you would just put 2 and 3. And you just hit OK. And that's how you manually do it based on the gear entry chart. But with that being said, I am not seeing any other questions in the chat box. So again, I appreciate all of you spending your time with me. I look forward to hopefully seeing all of you as well tomorrow on our precision call. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and we finish up this trading week super strong. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone.